Hello internet, and today's video is going to be another book haul. So you know my last book haul was from Book Outlet, and I am already an addict because I like books and I found a great option. So I've been buying a lot. So before we actually get into the huge box I have here by my side, I did finally receive my copy of Monstrous Volume 1 that I mentioned was coming in the mail last book haul. It was really good. I did really like it. This takes place in like a fantasy world where there are a bunch of different races and there is a lot of cruelty going on, and this main character somehow has like this demon god thing inside of her and everybody's chasing after her, and she's just like, I just want to know what you are and how to get rid of you because I don't have time for anything else. So it is very, very interesting, and I did receive my first volume finally after like staring at the second volume, so I finally got a chance to read them. So yeah, that's it. I don't have any other books outside of this giant Book Outlet box because, as I said, I have become an addict, and I'm about to show you this box just so like you can get a reference of like how big a box they sent me. The last one was a pretty decent size, but this one's pretty big. No lie, this one is pretty big. So I have a few like reasons. Of course, I think my order this time was a lot bigger than last time, and I did get a box set, so we're just gonna go through all the books that I got and I'm gonna tell you about them, and that's about it because that's how these things go. And I'm throwing paper on the ground because they stuff it full of this paper. Alright, so the first book I'm going to talk about is Avengers of the Moon by Alan Steele. So this is a sci-fi book. I picked this one up because, as I've mentioned before, I have a great love and fondness for books that tell stories about artificial intelligence or artificially made entities. So in this book, there is this kid, and I believe he's being raised by androids of some sort. He's being raised by a robot, an android, and a disembodied brain of a scientist, and those all sound like really, really fascinating characters, so that's why I bought it. Other than that, I really don't know anything about this book, just that this kid is being raised by some pretty awesome sounding characters, and I couldn't wait to read it. Plus, it is very pretty. It's like this green color that I haven't seen before, and it has a really cool cover, and I'm just like, phew. And it has like all the little characters on the front there, and there's this little disembodied brain floating around in like a little saucer thing, and I just really want to stare at this book because it looks amazing. Okay, so the next three purchases that I have here are purchases that I don't know if I should be proud that I got, and that is this series. I believe this is the third book, but it's a whole trilogy of books. Alright, I think this is the first book. So if you guys were watching the Drunk live show a couple days ago, you know that Jules had this time period where she went on Book Outlet and she like tried to buy books that people were like giving her hints towards buying, and she had to buy in a section while being drunk. Like, you just had to be there. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed watching it and watching the whole process. But while she was scrolling through trying to find books that would fit in certain like categories of types that people had recommended she buy, they scrolled past this book, Dinosaur Princess by Victor Milan, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds hilarious. I need to know what it is. So the next day I went on my own Book Outlet spree of like trolling it and looking at all the things I could possibly buy, and I found this. This is the third book, and then I found out they had the whole trilogy, so I just bought it. So the first book is Dinosaur Lords, then comes Dinosaur Knights, and then comes Dinosaur Princess. And you're just looking at me like, why would you waste your money on that? Because I think this is hilarious. As far as I can tell, this is like a fantasy story where it's going to talk about like royals and their politics, and there's going to be like some man being oppressed or he has to prove himself. But like, it's going to be all of this war gritty stuff, but there's also going to be dinosaurs. And not just like, it strikes me as hilarious, and I really want to read this because I just want to know how like they bring dinosaurs into this and not make it something that I just laugh at. because I kind of find dinosaurs amusing. Like, I used to have nightmares about T-Rexes chasing me, but that doesn't mean dinosaurs are any less amusing to me. Ravaged animals that could possibly murder me, for sure, but just Dinosaur Lord sounds like a ridiculous title, and it is something that I needed on my shelves. So here we are. It actually does have pretty decent artwork, like dinosaurs and people riding dinosaurs on the covers of the books. So yeah, that's all I know about this, is that Jules is responsible in the whole Drunk Live show, and I thought this whole idea was hilarious. So I bought myself a full trilogy of hardback, and they're actually pretty nice looking. So I'm really excited to get to these because I want to know how good they are, because apparently they got like blurbs from George R.R. Martin, but I'm pretty sure he blurbs just about everything, so I'm not quite sure what that means. The last few books that I bought, and the reason why I probably got such a huge box, is because of this box set that I bought, and I was rather relieved. So Book Outlet had the whole box set for the Lost Heroes arc in the Percy Jackson series. This is when it starts to talk about Romans, and we get to learn about the Roman camp and all of these other characters. I am really, really happy that this came in paperback, because when I was looking at the listing, it did not tell me whether or not they were offering paperback or hardback, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that this box set specifically was paperback, because I did want the paperback version. But it was like $15, and like every other time I look and see this box set, whether it is in paperback or hardback, it's always like $20 to $40, and I'm just like, no, I'm not that interested in. So if you know anything about like me and Percy Jackson, I haven't mentioned this a lot. I have mentioned it once or twice, but I actually really, really love the Percy Jackson series, and it was something that I reread as a kid all the time. Like, it was my second love after Harry Potter. It was just something that I had collected, and I absolutely loved, because I really, really had a fascination with mythology long before Percy Jackson came along. So I was really attached to that, and when the Lost Hero arc came out, I really struggled to read it, because I was really attached to Percy and Annabeth and the whole Greek camp and everything going on there, that when it got to this, by the time we got to Mark of Athena, I was starting to get irritated at all these new Roman kids, because I was like, you don't know my babies. Like, you don't know Percy and Annabeth like I do. They're not bad people. You need to stop judging them. So I ended up like DNFing it and quitting. Like, I rage quit, because I was like, you're judging them so harshly, and I love them, and you don't get to judge them. It's like when you have that best friend, and you know your best friend probably has some flaws that aren't the greatest, but the moment someone else steps in and tries to talk bad, you're just like, bitch, no. Please go away. That's how I felt. But I did want to retry this, because I have heard this is really good. And I really do want to continue with the Rick Riordan thing. I really want to get like to the Norse arc and then to the Apollo arc, and I really do like the stories he tells and how he mixes in mythology. So I decided to buy this, and sometime in the future, now that I have this, I'm going to just binge read the whole Percy Jackson series and hopefully make that a goal. So this turned out pretty well. Again, these are all the paperbacks, which I'm really happy about. The only issue here is, unfortunately, my box set did come ripped. I know somebody told me that with Book Outlet, if something does come torn or messed up, then you can like tell them, especially if you didn't buy a scratch and dent, which this wasn't. Of course, this wasn't a scratch and dent, but like, it's the box set. I really, really don't care. But if that is something you care about, and like if you receive this and maybe like your box set, like the box is a little messed up, maybe you could contact them and complain. But to be honest, I throw away my box sets, because I just care about the books, and that the fact you can get a better deal when you buy in a box set. So this box set really doesn't matter to me, and I'm throwing it away. So I find no reason to complain about a stupid box this book came in. Like, honestly, these don't cause me any issues. But the point is, is I finally own these 5 books, and I'm really happy about it. I'm really, really happy that I got them in paperback because, as I said, they didn't tell you on the website. They just said get the box set, and they didn't tell you whether or not it was going to be in paperback or hardback, because I know they have a hardback box set as well. So that's one little complaint, is that I couldn't find that information. Maybe it was there somewhere and I was just blind to it. But other than that, like, pretty good. So those are all the books that I bought. I'm gonna have to like sticker these and then put them on my shelves. Ooh, I think this came with a poster. Did this come with a poster? Oh, this came with a poster. Wow. So I also got this little poster print here. So as Percy and Annabeth, and Jason, Hazel, that kid who gets lit on fire sometimes with like the wood piece thing. It just has like a bunch of the new characters and then the 2 characters from the original. But I didn't know that. I probably should. It says that there is a poster inside this box set. Okay, that's just me not being smart. Wow, graduating 4 years of college and I'm an English major, yet I apparently don't know how to read. Amazing. Anyway, those are all of the books that I received so far. So I'm really glad to share these. Like, no lie, even though I just got this in the mail, I'm just like, I really want to order something else. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, Book Outlet, you're great. Like, the prices are great. I really like how it works. It took me a while to get like the hang of how it works, but I did really like it. The only problem I had is like they're having a sale that ends today, and I couldn't order anything over their sale period, and I was just like, it's such a shame. Like, the one time I can't spend money. Like, I can't actually spend money. I have to wait to spend money just a couple more days. And then they have a sale that I can't participate in. And I'm just like, shame on me. But Book Outlet so far has made me really happy. And I've just become an addict. So now, besides just being an Amazon whore, I am also a Book Outlet whore. Because all I do is buy books online. There's a reason why I have 3 bookcases in my small dorm room. And I've always contemplated getting another one. And it's not because I'm shy about spending money on books. That's definitely not it. So, if you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue to see more, click on those buttons down below, and goodbye, Internet.